Welcome everyone. This is a general reading for the sign of Libra, sun, moon, rising, or any other planet or aspect or anything in the sign of Libra for the month of January 2018. Maybe I should speak up a little bit so you can hear me. Okay, let's get started with the energy for this. Very interesting. Okay, first of all, I'm seeing a wall, right, up some blocks and some very good things on the other side of it, sort of waiting for you over there, right? Things that are possibly related to relationships, finance, career, peace of mind, home, and that kind of thing. Like it's a very good, it's very kind of well-rounded and expansive, right? But it's present and it's physical in the physical world, and it's also, the blockages are kind of physical, if that makes any sense. Like there's something, if not actually literally physical, it's like tangible in some way. Not tangible, but like metaphorically tangible or something, because there's sort of a natural kind of flow, I guess, to what this situation is and where you're going and what's leading you there, and you're not quite beyond that wall yet, right? But it's part of it almost, I'm seeing. And I'm seeing specifically that, let's see if I can put this together, that it's as far as like a relationship is concerned, or relationships, or your connections with others and that kind of thing. It's like you have to get past this the wall that you have to get past is having to do with insight, if that makes any sense, and with seeing things that seem finding those relationships that seem almost meant to be, necessary, ordained in a way. Seems like something that's sincerely brought you to this person, or they've come into your life. It's a very kind of like strong connection. You know what I mean? Like you need to kind of suss out what is the difference between those connections and the other ones, and kind of, I guess, I don't know if this situation is waiting for you to do that or something. There's something that's very natural about this rhythm that it's going through, and this process that it's going through, right? And as far as like your job and finances and things are concerned, they're wanting you to, again, it's about kind of taking in information in a way. For all of these, it's about gathering your wits, almost gathering the proof, kind of objective proof, kind of like what you should be doing, what you want to be doing, and that kind of thing. You can't just go in and do it. It's there, it's waiting for you, it's coming up, but you have to get through this a little bit. And then again, being discerning, being planning, almost being discerning, being figuring out what is good, what is bad, and doing that whole thing. And it's on sort of a subjective level, I think. So it's less like what is good or what is bad or what is like moral and that kind of thing. It's more about what do you need, what do you want, what's going to fit into your life, and that kind of thing. And I am seeing that there's, at this point, it looks like there's a little bit of non-clarity as far as even seeing those things that are on the other side of this wall, right? There's maybe even some like delusions and some self-sabotaging or something, some naivety and maybe like self-lies, negative self-talk and that kind of thing too. Just kind of a stubbornness almost, and maybe it's because you can't, or it's simultaneously like blocking these good things off and blocking your progress, but also it's making it difficult to progress because you can't see what's beyond, right? Because you're trapped in this kind of illusion a little bit, where you sort of are telling yourself maybe you know what's going on, but you don't. or you're failing to see what's kind of on the other side of that process that you have to go through. So maybe January is about opening up to that and going through that process, going through that kind of information gathering stage almost, and seeing what's out there and realizing what's out there for you and what's out there waiting for you, I guess, and what you can do as well to facilitate that, and doing what you can do, but gaining a little bit of clarity, and specifically it looks like that there's clarity, more clarity where your emotions and things are involved rather than what is happening in the external world, right? So you do want to kind of look to your external world to see this whole picture a little bit more, right? Might be a tendency to kind of go inside a little bit and ignore everything else that's going on, get trapped in some different thought processes, trapped in some past ideas that are not really relevant anymore, and that kind of thing. It's the kind of thing that's going to be kind of coming up, and you're going to be questioning a little bit this month, and trying to gain a little insight and gain an outside perspective, and try to be getting through that and getting to that, right? Getting to this kind of very, very nice reward at the end, I guess. So I'm going to clean these up, and I'll put some more cards down and get some advice for you guys about how you can kind of maximize this and get the most out of this energy, this little time for you that seems necessary. So I'll be right back. Quit harassing me. If you're going to sit down, sit down. He's so cute. Okay. Okay, Libra, I'm back. The fridge just turned itself on. Okay, or whatever it does. Okay, here's your advice for this month. So when you're kind of going about your your discoveries, I guess, and your calculations, and you're figuring things out and putting things into place and that kind of thing, figuring out what you want and what you need and stuff. Okay, so the main things, there's 4 main things, I guess, how applicable, that they want you to avoid, and that's too high of a sense of perfection. I'll lay them all out, and then we'll talk about them, I guess. Anxieties, fears, letting those control you. A sense of duty, or what you should be doing, what you think you should be doing, the things that you have already, I kind of touched on this before, but the things that you've already established in your mind, for sure, that you want. You know what I mean? You don't want to get stuck to those kind of. And then the other thing is being too focused on a sense of being very cute, on rather than being focused on what you can just see and view, something that's just going to come into your life and be perfect, right? Perfectly, equally, just like wonderful. You want to focus a little bit more on something that you can work with, something that you can interact with, and something that's going to be stimulating for you on like a lot of levels, right? Not just on this kind of like airy, idealistic kind of, again, maybe some things that you thought you knew, like not just on that level, not just on this like level of a full package coming in deal, right? Something that you have to be able to work with, of course, because if this is something that's long reaching, it has to be a dynamic thing, right? And remember, as far as like wanting things to be perfect and ideal, is that like if you can work with them, you can improve them, right? And they can improve you, and vice versa, whatever, that kind of thing. And then to kind of throw caution to the wind a little bit. As I said, don't let your fears control you, and try to recognize what is a desire and what is fear-based kind of thing. What seems like something that's really, yes, I want to do that. Is it based on your fears? Is it based on a fear of lacking, or a fear of getting hurt, or a fear of something coming up in the future? Is that what you're basing your path on kind of thing, right? They don't want you to do that. They want you to be a little bit okay with not knowing, and okay with just going for things a little bit, and trying to manage your fears, right? Trying to get through them and assimilate, even if it's kind of like slowly getting over them, to kind of make sure that they're not ruling you, sort of thing. And again, the same kind of theme with what kind of you think you should be doing, you've thought you should be doing, maybe the people around you think you should be doing, or it feels like your kind of responsibility to do. Look at it in terms a little bit more of like, it's good to have a responsibility, but you want it to be not just what responsibilities exist, but what responsibilities you can fit yourself into, and you want to fit yourself into, and you feel useful fitting yourself into, and you feel productive fitting yourself into, that kind of thing. And where do you physically feel right? Where do you feel okay? And it's not just saying like, oh, I don't want to deal with my responsibilities, I only want to be responsible to myself or something. It's not about that. It's about where can you fit into what's going on, and there's a million situations you can plug yourself into, right, or integrate yourself into, and a lot of choices, I think. So yeah, they just want you to be aware of those things, aware that you can make adjustments, right, after you get into something. If it's something that you can work with, if it's something that's truly dynamic and that's truly reciprocal, you can make adjustments, you can make it better. And as I said, it can make you better, and that kind of thing, rather than, what are you just waiting for something perfect and ideal to come in, and you yourself aren't perfect, and not like the or I hope not like perfect human being or something like that. So how can you expect I don't know, how can you expect anything else to be perfect, kind of thing, right? It's all give and take, and evolution, and learning, and maybe coming up with some new things, and being a little bit more forgiving of some faults, or what might seem like faults, right? And realize it's more about the overall kind of dynamic, and the overall who you are specifically as a person as well, and how you fit into that. And again, this it's a dance kind of thing. So and you want to be on the lookout too, specifically for things that are really stimulating, and for things that seem like they could help you grow, and help you widen your perspective, and that kind of thing. And the other option seems boring anyways. Like, what are you gonna think of something way far away, and then it doesn't exist, first of all, and then also just you want something that's a little stimulating, right? And going to lead to some growth and some progress for you, and this other situation as well. So yeah, I hope that's helpful, and if it was, let me know. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. You want to come up here? Come here.